Well, the main U.S. ally in the invasion of Iraq speaking out. Former British Prime Minister Tony Blair showing no second guessing at all about the war. He says he would have supported removing Saddam Hussein from power even if it was known back then that the Iraqi leader did not have weapons of mass destruction. Dominic DiNatale has more from Baghdad.
Greg, you know, the last time we heard Tony Blair talk at length about why we went to war was some 2.5 years ago, just after he left power. Now, at the beginning of next year, he's going to be the star witness in the UK's Iraq war inquiry. And the bombshell he dropped today was perhaps something we wouldn't have expected until he testified then. He says back in 2003, he was concerned that Saddam Hussein could start a nuclear arms race across the Middle East.
It was the notion of him as a threat to the region, of which the development of WMD was obviously one, and because you'd had 12 years of United Nations to and fro on this subject, he'd used chemical weapons on his own people. So this was obviously the thing that was uppermost in my mind, the threat to the region.
Blair's announcement of Iraq's supposed weapons of mass destruction in 2003 was part of what has now become apparent during the inquiry, a premeditated policy by Blair and George W. Bush to remove Saddam. Today, Blair added that he would still have toppled Saddam, but he would have, quote, used and deployed different arguments. He sent 40,000 of his troops to Iraq, 180 of them were killed. All the same, Blair says he thinks we're better off without Saddam and his two sons. Blair was also at pains to say that his religious faith played no direct part in his decision. He converted to Catholicism soon after leaving power, and he's been concerned that he was seen as a modern-day Christian crusader. That BBC interview hasn't gone down very well here in Iraq. Everyday Iraqis say the democracy they've been handed doesn't really serve the people. It only serves the politicians who want to line their pockets. And given the fact that we still have violent incidents and many deaths, exemplified by Tuesday's mass bombings here in Baghdad, some people believe that while Saddam was an oppressor, there still was relative peace here. Greg, back to you.
Dominic DiNatale in Baghdad. Dominic, thanks.